Hi there, it's Cheryl Truesdale, and I am thrilled that you're here with me for this week's episode of Cheryl Shares TV, your station for inspiration. So recently, I was asked to share one major insight about how I turned my very painful, very self-destructive past into the amazing, incredible life that I am living today. And you know what? The answer came to me immediately. So today, I'm going to share that answer with you, because I realize that it is the secret to transforming any life, including yours. If you realize that it is time to make some changes to improve your life, then I'm going to show you exactly what can help you do that. Courage. Yes, courage. Because when you rely on courage, you can make any change that you've ever wanted to make, including the scary ones. So in this week's episode, I'm going to share how to transform your fear into courage. But before I show you how to do that, I want to talk some more about the relationship between fear and courage. And yes, they are related. Let me explain. So let me ask you a question. What do you think of when you think of courage? Lots of things come to my mind. Oh, like being a hero, or how about people who face difficult circumstances with great faith? How about keeping a good attitude in the middle of a trial, or being loving to those who hate you, and the list goes on and on and on. But what usually does not make our list of things we associate with courage is fear. It's really easy to overlook the fact that courage is actually born out of fear. That's how they're related. Without fear, there would be no courage. And I bring this up because this insight helped me learn how to gain the courage I need to face anything that frightens me. Fear can feel very threatening, can it? And here's why I think this happens. Fear wants you to back up. It wants you to give up. It wants you to feel uncomfortable so that you don't move close enough to it to see it for what it really is. An opportunity to tap into courage. You see, it wants you to keep your distance so that you don't see the truth about how to defeat it. Isn't that kind of crazy? The very thing you need to conquer fear is found right within the fear itself. And here's why this is so powerful. Once you realize that fear is trying to throw you off track to get you to back away, this is what empowers you to face your fears, which is exactly how you gain the courage to move past your fear. It's almost like fear starts to disappear as it's transformed into the courage that you need. Now do you see the relationship between the two? So now that you know where courage really comes from, it makes it easier for me to explain this next insight, and that is, courage does not come from confidence. We just saw where it really comes from, right? It's born out of fear. But so many times I hear people say that they'll have more courage to try something new or to do something new once they feel more confident. But here's the thing. Confidence comes as a result of relying on courage to build that confidence. In other words, it takes courage first to develop your confidence. And this is why this is so important. So if you're saying to yourself, what in the heck, Cheryl, does this have to do with me? Let me share a quote with you that sums up exactly why courage is so important to your life. Life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's courage. So it seems that if you want more out of life, you're going to need to have more courage. And this brings me to what I want to share with you today, and that is how to transform your fear into courage. Now, I've already given you all kinds of clues, so you're going to pick up on this strategy right away. In order to turn your fear into courage, you need to confront your fear. And you do this by moving closer to your fears, looking them straight in the face and seeing them for what they really are. Instead of being tormented by the threatening feelings caused by your fear, you can find out actually what it is you're afraid of when you confront your fears. Did you know that most of what you're afraid of isn't even real? Yeah, most of our fear comes from our thoughts. Now I know there are those things that we really do need to be fearful of. Those fears are real. So you can see that we can be afraid of what is real, but we can also be afraid of what we conjure up in our own minds. And it's important to be aware of both of these types of fears. So here's the main takeaway I want you to get from this week's episode. Resisting and avoiding your fears causes them to grow and become more intense, while confronting your fears diminishes them. The courage you need comes from fear as you face your fears. Remember, fear begins to diminish as it's transformed into courage. So there you have it, how to make any change you've ever wanted to make by transforming your fear into courage. You know, without courage, there is no way that I would be living the happy, peaceful, fulfilling life that I'm living today. I'd still be stuck in that big old toxic mess. You know, the truth is, it was fear that kept me trapped in that horrible life. And one thing I've learned is fear has no chance against courage. So be brave and let this week's tips help you transform your fear into the courage you need to make the changes you need to improve your life. And of course, I want to hear all about your success over at CherylTruesdale.com. So, do you feel inspired now? If so, would you like to inspire someone? Someone you know who could use a little love, hope, and inspiration to brighten their day. Got someone in mind? Then all you need to do to make a difference in their life right now is simply share this video with them. I am so honored that you joined me for this episode of Cheryl Shares TV. And to make sure you get your dose of inspiration every Tuesday, head on over to CherylTruesdale.com and sign up for email updates. That way you'll never miss an episode. And remember, you are amazing. You do matter. And you most certainly do deserve to live a happy life that you love. I'll see you next week, my friend. Bye.